Hi, everyone. In the driver's seat today, we're talking about simplifying workflows for dealers. Joining us is Bruce Johnson, Vice President of Product Marketing and Enablement at CDK. Bruce is responsible for CDK solutions that power dealership operations. He has a deep passion for the dealership business and has worked with dealerships across many different industries over the past 30 years, from the perspectives of selling through dealerships and supporting dealerships with both technology and business strategy. Prior to joining CDK, Bruce held leadership roles across product marketing, engineering, business strategy, and sales in the equipment and technology industry, including Great Plains Software, Summers Manufacturing, and Microsoft. He joins us today from North Dakota. Welcome, Bruce.
Well, thank you, Emma. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's great to have you here. So, Bruce, CDK has been a long-standing, trusted leader in the market, and I know you work directly with dealers. What are you hearing from them about the year ahead? What's their focus for 2025?
Yeah, Emma, we're hearing a lot from dealers about how margins have become a bit more compressed than they have in the past few years. It's causing dealers to focus a bit more on efficiency than they probably had to in the past couple of years. You know, from the importance of looking at how they're streamlining their operations, doing things within the dealership to save them time, and then in the process, reducing the likelihood that they have to add headcount to support the growth. One of the other things that we're seeing is dealers placing a higher degree of emphasis on improving the confidence that they have in some of the decisions they're making, that in some cases in the past they might have relied more on their gut instinct for those decisions. Examples of this might be pricing vehicles on appraisals, things like that, but that they're really focusing on improving that confidence level to help preserve those margins. I do feel that some of that shift has happened because of some of the volatility in pricing that we've seen over the past few years. And, dealers are looking at ways to leverage data, taking on a greater role in building that confidence in decisions. And maybe if I add in one more, the last one that I would say, and this has been going on, for a while, that we're seeing dealers placing an increased importance on elevating their consumer experience. And we hear this at the OEM level as well, but dealers are really focused in on this of what are the things that they can do in the dealership to save the customer time, which ultimately ends up having a positive impression or positive impact rather, on the overall customer impression.
Yeah, it's so true, Bruce. That is a reoccurring theme, I think, just, improving the customer experience and really being aware and respectful of their time. Now, we know CDK has extensive market research about dealer challenges and goals. So much of your research shows that auto retailers are continuing to look to increase profitability, like you mentioned, elevate the customer experience at the dealership, which you just mentioned as well, and simplify systems in their day-to-day. That's really, really important right now. How can technology help them accomplish their goals?
Yeah, thanks for asking that. As you know, Emma, one of the things that really stands out to us in the research is the amount of importance that dealers are placing on that simplification. In the past, dealers, may have had to log into 10, 12 or more systems in order to do their daily work in the dealership. This is an area where at CDK, we really felt we could make a difference, and we've invested deeply in this. We've had a strong focus on CDK Unify, which is a unified platform that gives our dealers access to all the functions that the dealer is doing within the dealership, allowing them a single sign-on and a consistent way of accessing everything they do, not only the workflows they're doing, but how they interact with us, with our support teams and our training platforms and so forth. So that's a big thing that we've done in the simplification, is making all of our systems work as one platform. Another area that we've really focused on here is in studying how the work gets done in the dealership, how the actual processes are done. Our product teams really focus on how that actual work is being done, and they've spent time working with customers on reimagining how the software can streamline that workflow. I'll give you an example here. In our accounting area, accounts receivable processes previously would have 14 different software functions to do the daily processes that you would do in accounts receivable work. What our team was able to do with the reimagined accounts receivable workflows is bring that into one accounts receivable dashboard that gives them a bird's eye view of everything going on in accounts receivable, and then two associated workflows to go into the activities that they need to do. The net effect is driving great simplification in that accounts receivable process, bringing them efficiency, and it also makes it easier for them to onboard and train new staff.
Well, I gather you're getting some great feedback on that. I am familiar with CDK Unify, and it really is a much more modern navigation. That is for sure. And also, you recently introduced CDK SimplePay at NADA in New Orleans in January. That's kind of a big deal. What are some of the benefits of SimplePay for auto retailers with sales and with service?
Yes, we were thrilled to roll out CDK SimplePay at NADA. We got a phenomenal reaction from the dealers. CDK SimplePay falls right in line with what we were talking about a few moments ago, Emma. It really supports that dealer's desire to bring simplification to their operations and deliver the best possible consumer experiences. Most or if not all dealers have some form of processing solution in place for payments. CDK SimplePay is different. Rather than having a bolted on, connected system that's doing payment processing, we chose to fully embed the payment processing right into our CDK solutions. This creates simplifications for the dealership, both in how they're collecting payments, but also in how they're reconciling transactions after the fact. By embedding the payment solution right into the CDK solution, it gives us the flexibility to build things in that dealers are asking for or that may come up over time.
It is really exciting. It's a really exciting time. And I know how much dealer input CDK takes. Every time there's a new update or a new solution, you really do gather all of that feedback from dealers before you launch something new. So I'm sure they are over the moon about this. You've also introduced a new addition to the highly successful dealership experience. What does the new solution entail?
Yeah, Emma, the dealership experience platform has been very well received by dealers. It's part of our overall efforts to help dealers with simplifying the business of running the dealership and helping them simplify the systems that run their dealership. One of the areas that we've been hearing from dealers, where our industry has really lacked some investment recently, is around the tools that help dealers effectively manage their inventory and those critical decisions that they need to quickly make that really have such an impact on their bottom line. Those decisions, that we hear pain points around are the ability to confidently make decisions around pricing, whether it's appraising vehicles or, just pricing decisions when they're retailing them. And dealers are really looking for ways to, improve their confidence in those areas. Another area that, that we hear from dealers is delays in getting vehicles merchandised. And we know that every day a delay costs them money. All of this led us to want to deeply invest in the vehicle inventory space and do better for our dealers than the industry has in the past. At NADA 2025, we launched the CDK Vehicle Inventory Suite as part of the dealership experience platform, and also as a universal offering to customers of other DMS platforms. The Vehicle Inventory Suite leverages the depth and breadth of CDK's data combined with the power we're able to bring in with AI to bring speed and confidence to these processes in the dealership. That speed and confidence leads to more confident, that speed and confidence is really what dealers are looking for to help them make those critical decisions that have such an important impact on their bottom line and the profitability of the dealership.
That's great. It's so true. I mean, dealers right now don't want to leave any money on the table. Every dollar counts. And if that's an area where they can improve their efficiency, then they're going to be all over it. Beyond systems, Bruce, what else are you hearing from dealers that's top of mind?
Yeah, One of the big things, that we've been hearing from dealers for a while now is their focus and need to really understand how to retain and attract talent. That's a pretty universal focus that we hear from dealers. And we recently completed a dealership workplace study that, we feel it's very important for us to understand that. And we also share those findings with, the dealers, because we have an opportunity to kind of look at that from a little bit of a higher level. And so we really focused on, why do people choose to work in the dealership? What draws them in? Why do they stay? And probably most importantly, why do they choose to leave? There were some really interesting findings that come out of this. Some of the things, and these might be expected, but it's really good to understand this is, the differences that come out in different groups, based on gender or generational groups. And some of this has really impacted how we think about the software and how we set up training programs and how we help dealers through change management and so forth. That different groups are of talent working in the dealership are different things motivate them and keep them excited about the dealership industry. The one thing that I'll say about it is that the study definitely told us it's an exciting industry to work in, and there's a great future, there with with the response that we saw from those workplace studies. So we're excited about continuing to do research of that nature and not only for our own planning purposes, but to share it with dealers.
Mm-hmm. And I think you can, and you've probably done this yourself, but you can make that link between great software, simple software that really does, everyone says empower the sales staff. If it really does empower them, then that's a better job satisfaction. And then it's a better, customer satisfaction, isn't it?
Absolutely. And it falls right in line. One of the things that we see as important is simplification, and giving, dealership staff the ability to operate at high speed. Dealership employees, they want to get things done. They want to, accomplish things, and they want to give great, phenomenal customer experiences. And those are a couple of things that we see really, important. And that's part of what's driving us in so many ways on our simplification efforts to simplify, how work gets done in the dealership, and also, for that matter, how they work with us as a strategic vendor to them.
Yeah, it's so true. Bruce, it's been so great having you with us today. Now, it's a tradition to close out each episode with our 0 to 60 challenge. Over the next 60 seconds, we'd like to give our viewers a chance to get to know you a little better. Are you ready for the challenge, Bruce?
I'm up for the challenge.
Okay. Question number 1. What was your first job?
My actual first job would be working on my father's farm, which I started doing from a very young age.
Did the farm experience teach you to expect the unexpected?
Two things about that. One is that the variety, in the day-to-day work that you need to do, and in agriculture and farming, whether it's raising cattle or growing crops, you learn to control what you can control and let go of what you can't control, like Mother Nature or breakdowns and things of that nature. And one of the things you do have to do is be prepared to react to what gets thrown your way, whether it's a hailstorm in the middle of the summer that takes out your crop, or a drought, or a very bountiful harvest, and you have to worry about where to put your crop. So. I think it teaches. It definitely teaches you how to deal with the unexpected and be adaptable to change.
I love that. Okay, last question, Bruce. If you could drive any car, what would it be?
I'm going to say Kit.
Yeah.
The car from the TV show Knight Rider.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up watching that car. I thought it was the coolest thing. Imagine that, a self-driving car. Seemed like the craziest thing, huh?
Bruce, I want to thank you again for being with us today, and we will see you all next time from the driver's seat.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to next time.